big problem, this is when you now turn to God.
Allah, please help me.
Yeah, but what kind of prayer is that?
Yeah, you are desperate. You really need help.
This is not sincere prayer anymore. You know?
Because you are in trouble.
Yeah, only when you are in trouble. This is not the prayer which has been prescribed. The prayer which is prescribed for us is regular prayer. Why? Because that regular prayer, its purpose is to keep us conscious of God. To have that consciousness. That consciousness which Allah calls what? Taqwa. Taqwa, this is what makes us understand the Quran. This is taqwa is what gives us the value of fasting. You know? It is taqwa which is the core of everything. That when we do things with that consciousness of God, we are aware of God in our lives, Allah is foremost in our life, then that gives value to whatever we're doing. But when that is missing, when it is only an external ritual, then the ritual, customary actions will not get us to paradise.
That's right.
And that's why Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had said, there are people who will do the deeds of the people of paradise as it appears to the masses of people, but they will be from the people of hell.
Subhanallah.
They will pray, they will fast, they will give zakah, they'll go on hajj. These are the deeds of the people of paradise, but they're going to hell. Why? Because it was only a show.
Show off.
There was nothing really in their hearts. They were empty.
Yes. knows what is in her heart.
Yes. So this is why, you know, the prayer itself, we have that established prayer 5 times a day. This is to organize our day around the worship of God. Because if we don't do that, we will organize our day around something else. We will organize it around food, because we get up in the morning for breakfast.
That's right.
We break at midday for lunch. We come home for dinner. So our day is organized around our stomachs. You know? What is that? Or we are organized around work. We get up in the morning to go to work. We have a break. We're breaking in the midday for a break to get some lunch, to strengthen ourselves, to work some more. Then we break in the afternoon, and again we break at the evening, and we go home. So our day is organized around our work. So which is better? To organize the day around work, or around our stomachs, or around worship of God?
Worship of God.
Obviously, this is what is better. So that is the primary organizing principle of our lives, that we organize our day around the worship of God. So that between the times of worship, we remember God. That's the whole idea. So that we're conscious of Allah. We pray Fajr, and then until Dhuhr time, that should help keep us away, conscious about Allah, meaning that we will stop doing what is displeasing to Him. Because that's what the ultimate goal is, isn't it? For us to do what is pleasing to Him and to avoid what is displeasing to Him. So that organized prayer provides that. So for a person, when he abandons prayer, he has broken his connection with Allah. And when you do that, as the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had said, Al-ahd alladhi baynana wa baynahum as-salah, faman tarakahu faqad kafar. The bond between us and the believers is salah. Whoever abandons it has become a disbeliever. It is so severe. It's disbelief. You've left Islam. If you have abandoned prayer, then you're not a Muslim. You may say you are a Muslim. I'm a Muslim, I believe, and all this stuff. But if you have abandoned the prayer, that is your open statement, as they say, actions speak louder than words. Your words are, yes, I'm a Muslim, but the actions say, I'm not a Muslim. And the Prophet ﷺ said, you have left Islam when you did that. So prayer is essential. If a person has abandoned it, they have left Islam. So what a person needs to do, if you realize that you have left Islam because of this, you need to go and make your shahada over again and come back into Islam. Because Islam is not something inherited. Meaning my parents were Muslim, so I'm Muslim.
I have a Muslim name, I come from a Muslim family, but you don't even practice, you don't pray.
So then you're in fact not really a Muslim. A true Muslim, a real Muslim, is one who worships God. That is a day, a week, month, his or her whole life is organized around the worship of God, you know. And that starts with the salah. That's the most primary act of worship of God. So we advise those who have abandoned their prayer, who are not praying, that they need to reestablish this prayer, make this connection back with God. So you do not die in this state, because to die in that state is to have lost everything that this life was all about.
But doctor, when people, like what you say is to advise, when people advise them and still they just refuse to do it, to pray, and everybody knows that you are not praying, even your wife, your children, everybody knows you are not doing it. When that person dies again, what does Islam say about that person?
Well, actually,
what should Muslims do about that person when everybody knows that you've left completely Islam? You don't practice it, you don't pray, your wife knows, your wife has been talking to your children, and sometimes you do say that, or the other way around, your wife is doing the same thing, and everybody is talking, and you are just refusing to do it.
Well, actually, a number of scholars, they hold that in such a case, actually, when that person has abandoned prayer, he refuses to pray. He says, I don't need to pray. There's no necessity for me to pray. At that time, his marriage becomes invalid.
That's right.
You know,
if one of the partners is doing it, and the person is persistently telling you, and you are refusing to do it.
In that case, that is an automatic annulment of your marriage. You're no longer married. According to Islamic law, a number of scholars, especially those in Saudi Arabia, etc., who hold the position that once you abandon that salah, then you become a disbeliever. As the Prophet ﷺ said, your marriage is invalidated. In fact, you cannot inherit from Muslims. They're not even supposed to be buried in the graveyard of Muslims.
Yeah, I heard that.
You know?
Yeah, I heard that.
Other scholars, they say, well, okay, if the person says, no, I believe in everything, but I'm just lazy, I do plan to pray, and okay, so we said, okay, there's still some belief there that they're only not praying out of laziness or negligence and so on, but where the person says, I don't believe that prayer is required of me, then that person is a disbeliever, 100%.
So the person's partner, the wife, if it's the man who's like that, the wife has a right to just ask for her divorce. Or if
it's automatic.
Yeah.
It is automatic.
Rather
I mean, she goes to the courts. The marriage is over. If his wife is like that, his marriage is over, because as a Muslim, we have to be married to a believer. Either if it's a Christian, we're even allowed to marry